Good morning, afternoon, and evening, guys. Welcome to the third episode of my game development. Today I have made such progress. As you can see, we have a new skybox here, which is in space, and then we have some enemy drones that I made that is able to follow us, also shoot at us. This one is even able to split flames at us. And also, we're able to shoot at them. And well, they'll explode after we shoot at them. And you can see they can deal with physics. Like the bullets have some physics effect on them, and I can even use my gravity gun to pull and release them. So they have their rigid body and we can just shoot at them. Okay, let's take a look at how we achieve those enemies. So first, let's get into the prefab folder, and let's take a look at this one, which is able to shoot at us. Okay, so as you can see, this is the enemy drone that I got this model from Unity Asset Store, and so as we know, this drone moves in 3D, so we cannot use the regular Unity nav mesh agent to achieve its motion. So we have to use a 3D pathfinder, which I got also from Unity Asset Store. It's called Polaris, and they have some really cool features that was involving the 3D navigation of an object. So I just I purchased that and downloaded that, and I just followed the tutorial. So I add all those components they require, and I wrote some simple controller to achieve the steering and all the stuff on this drone. So basically the components the AI give us, they calculate the velocity that the drone is supposed to be going, and this controller use this velocity and apply motion to the drone in this velocity. So if you look at this script, so basically this part controls the rotation of the drone. So basically it's lerping from the rotation where it's facing right now to the rotation that it was looking at the player. So it should be looking at the player all the time. And this one controls the direction, the velocity of the drone. So basically it follows the player, and it uses the velocity that was calculated from the AI components, and it just gives the drone the velocity in that direction so that it follows the player all the time. So that's how this drone moves. So now let's take a look at how it shoots at the player. So all those scripts, I wrote them by myself, and so this is the script that was capable of letting this drone to shoot at the player. So if you look at the player, if you look at the script, you can see that basically what it does is that it does a raycast from the direction of the gun barrel to the front, and if the gun barrel, like the direction of the gun barrel hits the player, then it just starts shooting. So this is the enumerator for shooting, and you can see it plays an attack particle, so it has some kind of particle effect to warn the player that it's about to shoot, and after 0.5 seconds it starts shooting like 4 bullets at the player. All the bullets are physical bullets, so that it can add some force to the player. Hopefully it can make this game look more realistic. And and also one thing is that if you look at the body of if you look at the rig builder, we can see there's a rig component on this gun barrel, which helps the gun barrel to be aiming at the player all the time, so that the bullet it shoots can be able to reach the player. So now that we finished the shooting drone, let's take a look at the flamethrower drone. So this is the drone that was available to shoot flames. So the AI component, the component that makes it move was like identical to that of the player of the drone that is able to shoot. But one thing is different is this one moves faster, so it's more like a kind of close range enemy, so it moves faster and has more health. So if we look at the 5-point, we have a different script for the flamethrower drone. If you look at the script, we can see that so what it does is that it's still aiming at the player using raycast, and if the raycast hit a player, then it just enable a lighter component, which I attach a boxed collider to this lighter. So once it's enabled, it has a collider and a flame effect. So once the flame effect hits a player, then a script that was attached to a player start reducing health from the player. So once the player got burned by the flame, then its health start reducing. So that's basically all for what I done for those two enemy agents, and I think they're really great. They look really great. One thing you might notice is that when you shoot at this drone, it will eventually explode and die. So how does that achieve this effect? So first of all, you can see this is the prefab of the drone, and we have this explosion effect here. We have this very cool explosion effect here, and what it does. So we have this. We also have this script called an enemy health here. So what it does is that we have those are the code available for the health of the enemy. So once it got hit by a different kind of bullet, the health got reduced, and when its health returned to 0, then it just died. And we have this enumerator here that was controlled the death behavior of the enemy, and we can see that it disabled all the components on the drone, and then instantiate something called a dead drone. So let's take a look at the dead drone. So it's in the prefab folder, and if we click at it, you can see this is a drone that was totally black and kind of distorted. And so on this dead drone, there is this spark effect that shows it's a broken drone, and also there's a script attached to this drone that make it disable itself in 10 seconds. So that's how I achieve the effect for the drone to explode. And so what I also did is I made a space base on the asteroid. So this is gonna be the map where our game is taking place, but that's only the basics. So it's gonna be undergo like huge changes from now. So those are all just the prototype for the game map, and this room can be act as a showcase for our typical battle. So we can see that there's some furniture, some fixed to the ground, some floating in space in this room. So the player will be able to drag them and release them at their enemies, and you can see they're all physical. They'll just undergo all kind of like physical physics stuff. So it's pretty cool that the player can use gravity gun to just like you throw those objects in the enemy to slow their motion and hopefully kill them. So let's enable this drone spawner to see how well our typical battle will be like. So let's change the number of spawned enemy to 5, and hopefully you can survive. Also I made the health component of the player. So if you look at here, there's a component for player health. So basically if it got hit by bullets, it got reducing health, and if it got hit by flame, it got reducing health, and if the health returned to 0, it died. So when it dies, it instantiates a ragdoll effect that was able to simulate how like a regular human die. So we'll see this effect shortly. So let's just set the health to regular 100 and do the battle, and hopefully we'll die in the end. Okay, the drones are spawning, so we can just use this one and throw at them. And so I'm write scripts that was available to just use those things to smash them, and they will take damage according to how hard we smash them. We can also use bullets to deal them damage, which is pretty cool. And I think the coolest part is how those drones deal with physics. You can see they're totally physical. When they got hit by bullet, they moved their position, and when they got hit by those things, they moved their position too. Okay, I think I should reduce my damage a bit because I think I'm a bit too OP right now. So let's just sit here and let it kill me to see the the death effect. Okay. Oh wait, we died. So we can see our player is like floating around in space, in a ragdoll, which I think is pretty cool. And we can still move our camera around here. You can see those the drones are still instantiating right now, and our player is basically dead. So that's all for today's update. I hope you like it. So I have made a lot in those weeks, but there's still a lot of stuff that we need to do in order to make this game a complete game. So we still have to make the UI system, the game map basically, and the inventory system, and also the whole sound effect system, because our game is running under no sound right now. And also I need to do some arts to make the visual of the game look better. But I really like my progress. Like, it has been so much for 2 weeks, and hopefully it's gonna be more better, and hopefully we can do it. We can actually publish it on Steam. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.